There she blows. Morning guys, welcome back to the One Auto channel. Got this one here, Vauxhall Corsa D 2012. AC's not working, you've probably just seen. We've got a leak picked up on the new bit of kit, new leak detector. So there it is, Mastercool 55100. I'll put a link in the description to an affiliate link to Amazon there, so if you want to go and buy it, I'll put this on social media when I got it, and a couple of people contacted me and they've gone and bought one themselves, but this is it. It's absolutely fantastic, ease of use is brilliant, switch it on, loads of levels of sensitivity. Got the system being evacuated at the minute. Once this one's gassed up, it lasts probably 3, 4, 5 months, so it's a really tiny leak. As you see, the new bit of kit has detected it to the condenser leaking, so I'm going to show you how to replace it. Okay, so we've got to take this front bumper off. We do that by undoing at the top 1, 2, 3, what we got, 4 8mm by the look of it. There's some T20s down in this wheel arch for the line. I think there's one here, one up there, and underneath, I'll show you those in a minute. I think there's 5 underneath that we need to undo. Okay, so there's 5 T20s, let's get them undone. Right, up inside here, I don't know if you can see, just here you've got the ambient air temperature sensor. We've got to disconnect that, so do it now, otherwise when you get the front bumper off, you're holding it and the wires are stretching. Also, both sides, up here you've got your front fog lights, so we need to disconnect those as well, on that side and on that side. I think that's it, and the 2 in the wheel arch. Right, so what we've got to do now, we've got to unclip bumper from here. To do that, you've got to sort of at the same time pull it out and up. You'll see, you've just got to get hold of it and give it a tug, like that. And then do the same on the other side, and it'll be free. So if you've got an assistant, get yourself an assistant. This box is my assistant today. Get this side out. There we go. Everything's disconnected, we know that, so this should just come straight out. There we go, happy days. Okay, let's show you how this thing's held in. Really straightforward. One connection that has 2 separate pipes going in, held in with one connection, and that's an E12 bolt that we need to undo. The pressure is out of the system because I've evacuated it. Also, it might be an idea, there are some like rubber cover trader valves up in the service ports. There's one of them in there, there's your low pressure, and the high pressure actually is just there. It's probably worth just getting not a sharp implement, but an implement that you can just push in and press the valve down, a bit like a tyre valve, and just let out this. Be very careful. I mean, make sure the system's evacuated, but just let out any residual pressure that may be in there. Otherwise, when you undo this and take it out, you get and you'll get a face full of UV dye and oil and all sorts of fun. Then the rest of it is really just clipped in. It's clipped in onto the radiator, like this here. Just squeeze those and that comes forward. And again, just there, just lift that one and that comes forward. And the same here on these bottom, it's just plastic clips. See, we've already got some pressure coming out of there already. Good idea. Wear your safety specs. Just let that out slowly. You wouldn't believe this has been evacuated already. Still ambient temperatures. Pressure builds up and it's warmer. There we go, it's about gone now. So let's give this a little wiggle wiggle. There it comes. Right, click it here. Click it here. And on the side, just there it is. Like that. And there. And it pops. Right, so our leak, we'll be detecting it round about here. I don't know if we can see. If you look down, this is like looking down as if you're looking from the top of the engine side. There is a darker patch round about there when you shine a torch on it. So that's quite a good indication there that there's a bit of moisture, a bit of oil vapour around here that the dirt has collected to. It didn't show up with UV dye because previously I had put UV dye in the system, but it didn't show up. It would say it was only with that new Mastercool 55100 tool that it actually was detected. So that's that. The other thing I want to show you is the seals on here. Now these are GM seals. They're not your standard O-rings. They're like a metal outer with a rubber inside. We'll just pull this one off. You can reuse them, but in the past I've had them leak. Let me show you, this is the larger of the two. So if you can see that, it's got the black rubber on the inside and then the metal on the outside. So we're going to replace them today. We've got some new ones from GM. There's the large one there. There's your part number just there if you want it, and there's a small one there. And there's your part number for that one. So the seal off. Okay, so here's our new condenser, all plugged up, just here with a 10mm. I picked this up from GSF. I'll show you the part number on the box if you're really interested. There you go, that's what we're fitting today. So, we've got a 10mm blanker just there. Some pressure in there, you see, from the factory. So, good pressure, we know it's not got a leak. So, just take these bungs off, like so. Right, let's get this loaded in. That top corner, bottom corner, top here. There we are. Now we'll get our seals put on. Bolt in. Right, when you do this up, just nip it up, you're going into aluminium. There you go, factory spec. So, you probably just noticed that this is an aftermarket one obviously because they're a lot cheaper than genuine. Doesn't quite locate at the bottom there, that's where it wants to be. So I'll see if I can sort that out with a cable tie around there to hold it in place, stop it vibrating. So there we go, what I did there, I just got a hot air gun and just blasted underneath the little plastic tab. Just warmed it up, pressed it upwards, held it there, a bit of brake cleaner to cool it down, stayed in position. So I've secured it there with a cable tie just in case that's not going anywhere. Good, right, let's get the AC machine connected back up to it now. And we'll give it half an hour of vacuum. The vacuum is going to give us an indication if you've got a large leak, but it also dries out any moisture that's in the system. It boils out any moisture. So we'll get that going now. Get to the low and the high pressure ports. You need to remove this air duct in here. This air duct goes to the bottom. It's basically air intake. Pulls off, goes to the bottom of the air filter housing here from this bit of ducting just there. So So then we just connect up. So we'll go in there first. In fact, go in this way as the bumper's off. It makes life easier. Put that one down. So we're going to do this, and we're going to regas the system with everything removed, so we can go around afterwards and check for any leaks. Get on there. Right. Let's come in this way. That's better. Right, let's get this thing on vacuum. Set that to 30 minutes. Start. Right, come back 30 minutes later. I've just filled up my oil bottle. I'm just going to see how much oil we need to put in, and it's got a new condenser. I tend to add some UV dye to the oil as well. You can see with the UV torch it glows really green. So if in the future we come back and we've got a leaking pipe or whatever, UV torch will find it. Okay, there's our vacuum finished. Stop that. So we'll see on the gauge there we are pulling, what's that, 10, 20, 25 grams, 25 inches of mercury. So we'll leave that now. I'm going to give that about 10 minutes to make sure it's held its pressures, held the vacuum. Then we'll add the oil and the refrigerant, the R134A, after that, if it was good. Okay, that's still there, hasn't moved at all, so that's great. These systems hold about 80 ml of oil, so when I do a condenser I normally like to put at least a good 30-35 ml back into the system. So we'll just do that now. There we are, that'll do us. Now we can charge it, so it says on the top of the slam panel there, 0.47 of a kilo. So it's 470 grams. So I can set this now for 470, 0.47 of a kilo. Enter that, and then we'll just press start, and then we'll go in. That's it. Shut the valves off. Okay, this is the pressure in the bottle inside of the machine. So this is your low and this is your high. So we'll start this up now. Got the standard timing chain rattle there from your 1.4 Corsa. See the high pressure's just creeping up there. The high pressure will creep up, the low pressure will come down. And our fan should cut it in a moment. There's our fan spinning. And as the fan cuts in, you'll see that the pressure drops back down on the high side. Now let's check for some leaks. That's good. We are good to go. So, one thing you want to remember as well, if you're in a workshop environment, before you start checking for your leaks, after you've done some work on it, get your airline and just sort of, if you're not in a well ventilated area, just blow away around the area where the gas has been. I find that it's a bit like that camping gas, that colour gas that you can get. It seems to sink heavier than air. Whether I'm right or not, I don't really know. Don't quote me on it, but that's the way I think about it. So I get an airline and I sort of blow all out and all in the engine bay, just get some fresh air in there before we start. But as you can see anyway, we're all good. Right, get this disconnected. Replace the caps. Keeps the crap out. Back on. So don't forget to plug in your air temp sensor here on the front and your 2 fog lights, if you've got them, of course. Beautiful, lovely. There you go guys, that's how you do your condenser on your 2012 Corsa D. If you're going to do it yourself, just be careful, get the system evacuated, release the pressure out the Schrader valves before you make a start. As you saw on that one, there was still some sort of ambient pressure in there when I released the screw and disconnected the pipes, so just please be careful. If the video was of use to somebody, give us a thumbs up. And don't forget you can connect to me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel, click that bell, that will give you notifications every time I release a video. See you next time.